everyone, and welcome to the new year 2024. Today, we are going to learn about 6 tips to stop feeling guilty. This new year, 2024. Guilt is a common emotion that many of us grapple with, particularly as we step into a new year, reflecting on our past actions. It's crucial to understand that there's healthy guilt, which prompts us to correct our wrongs, and there's unhealthy guilt, which can paralyze us and negatively impact our mental health. So let's delve into how we can manage guilt and start this new year on a positive note. Tip number 1, recognize and acknowledge guilt. Picture this. You're carrying a heavy backpack that's invisible. That's what unacknowledged guilt feels like. It's like lugging around a weight you can't see. The first step to lighten this load is to recognize it. Understand that guilt is a normal emotional response. It's not your enemy, but it's not your friend either. It's simply a signal, a sign that something needs addressing. So acknowledge its presence. Remember, you can't address what you don't acknowledge. Moving on to tip number 2, practice self-compassion and forgiveness. We often serve as our own harshest critics, which can fuel feelings of guilt. By practicing self-compassion, we acknowledge our humanness and the fact that we all make mistakes. It's about giving yourself the same kindness you would a good friend. Now, forgiveness is another crucial aspect. It doesn't mean excusing bad behavior, but rather, it's about letting go of the negative emotions tied to past events. Remember, you can't change what's happened, but you can change your response. Self-compassion and forgiveness are key to overcoming guilt. Tip number 3, learn from your mistakes. When we stumble, it's easy to wallow in guilt. But what if we flipped the script? What if we began seeing our mistakes as opportunities to grow, to evolve? It's a game changer. When you make a misstep, instead of falling into a guilt spiral, take a step back. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve? This shift in perspective transforms guilt into a catalyst for personal development. So remember, turn your mistakes into lessons, not sources of guilt. Let's move on to tip number 4, take responsibility. This is a crucial step in overcoming guilt. When we take ownership of our actions, we acknowledge our missteps, and this can lead to personal growth. It's all about accepting that we're human, and we make mistakes. But more importantly, it's about learning from these mistakes and making a conscious effort to do better. Taking responsibility doesn't mean dwelling on the past, but rather using it as a stepping stone to move forward. By doing this, we can begin to resolve our feelings of regret. Remember, taking responsibility can liberate you from the chains of guilt. Tip number 5, don't hesitate to seek professional help. Sometimes, guilt can feel like a heavy weight that's just too much to carry alone. That's where professionals come in. Therapists and counselors are trained to help you navigate these tricky emotions. They can provide you with tools and strategies to manage guilt effectively, and they provide a safe space for you to express your feelings without judgment. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. And finally, tip number 6, practice mindfulness. It's all about staying present, focusing on the here and now. Guilt often stems from past actions or future anxieties, but mindfulness keeps us grounded in the present moment. It's like a mental pause button, allowing us to step back, reflect, and respond to situations with greater clarity and kindness. By practicing mindfulness, we can learn to let go of guilt, making room for acceptance and growth. Remember, mindfulness can be a powerful tool in your journey to overcome guilt. So, there you have it, 6 practical tips to stop feeling guilty this new year 2024. We delved into recognizing and acknowledging guilt, practicing self-compassion and forgiveness, learning from our mistakes, taking responsibility, seeking professional help when necessary, and the power of mindfulness. Each of these steps can help us move away from the weight of guilt and towards a healthier mindset. Remember, guilt is a natural emotion, but it shouldn't be allowed to rule our lives or cloud our judgment. By implementing these tips, we can transform guilt into a tool for self-improvement. We can use it to become better versions of ourselves, to learn, grow, and ultimately to thrive. Maintaining mental health and well-being is a journey, not a destination. It's about progress, not perfection. It's about forgiving ourselves and moving forward. It's about making the new year 2024 a year of growth, forgiveness, and self-love. From coachAOG, remember to always have an excuse to succeed. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe, like, and share this video. Thank you.